see, by anything possible, then we can no longer take you to court. But now that we ratify it, then we have the opportunity to now say you have violated our international waters, because our contiguous zone is no longer this 350, it's more than 350, and so on and so forth. I think this is a very good thing, because it is not personal, it is patriotic, and it is designed to extend Nigeria's economic fortunes. And I think my colleagues should read it, and you can see the intention, the intentment of this particular bill. And I think we should commend Senator Oshilokon for bringing this to our attention.
Senator Plank, what you wanted to say has been captured. Has it been captured?
No, it has not, sir. He has not seconded. I thought you would conclude by seconding, sir. So can I? Okay. President of the Senate, my colleagues, I am Senator Dicket Plan. I represent Plateau Central. I rise to second that the bill for an act to repeal the Exclusive Economic Zone Act and the Territorial Waters Act and enact a Maritime Zone 2023 in order to make comprehensive provisions for the maritime zones of Nigeria and other matters connected. I rise to second that bill should be read for the second time. I therefore second.
Colleagues, having had the secondment by Senator Plank and the contributions from Senator Hanga, Senator Ningi, is very clear. Is there anybody who is opposed to this bill? Is anybody opposed to it? There is no opposition. In that case, I'll put the question. Those in support that this bill be now read a second time, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, a bill for an act to repeal the Exclusive Economic Zone Act and the Territorial Waters Act and enact the Maritime Zone 2025 in order to make comprehensive provisions for the Maritime Zone of Nigeria and for other matters connected therewith, 2025 SB02, second reading.
Distinguished colleagues, a bill for an act to repeal the Exclusive Economic Zone Act and the Territorial Waters Act and enact the Maritime Zone 2025 in order to make comprehensive provisions for the Maritime Zone of Nigeria and for other matters connected there with 2025. Second reading taken. The bill is now referred to the Committee of Marine Transport to report back to the Senate within 4 weeks. Leader of the Senate.
Yes, sir. I'm very interested.
Senator Adaramodu, approach the chair.
Mr. President, the second order of the day is the second reading of the Fruits Prohibition of Chemical Ripening Bill 2025 SB 842. Distinguished Senator will recall that the bill was read for the first time in this chamber on Wednesday, 28 May 2025. Mr. President, you may wish to invite Senator Annie Anthony Okorie to move the motion for the bill to be read the second time.
Distinguished Senator Anthony Annie.
Thank you, Mr. President. My dear colleagues, I am Senator Professor Anthony Annie. I represent Ebonyi South. Mr. President, this is a lead debate on a bill for an act to prohibit the use of harmful chemicals for the artificial ripening of fruits and to provide for the regulation of fruit ripening practices in Nigeria and for related matters. At the permission of Mr. President, let me take the lead debate.
Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I rise to lead the debate on this important bill titled A Bill for an Act to Prohibit the Use of Harmful Chemicals for the Artificial Ripening of Fruits and to provide for the regulation of fruit ripening practices in Nigeria and for related matters. The bill was read for the first time in the Hallowed Chamber on Wednesday, 28 May 2025. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, the purpose of this bill is to safeguard the health of Nigerians and protect the integrity of our agricultural value chain by prohibiting the use of toxic chemicals such as calcium carbide and other dangerous agents for the artificial ripening of fruits, and by establishing a framework for safe and regulated ripening practices across the country. Over the past decade, the practice of chemical ripening of fruits has become rampant in Nigerian markets. Farmers and traders, eager to make profits, harvest unripe fruits, hasten their maturity using chemical substances, most notably calcium carbide, a compound primarily used in industrial welding, not food production. Mr. President, when calcium carbide comes into contact with moisture, it releases acetylene gas, which mimics the effect of natural ethylene used in legitimate food ripening. However, acetylene contains arsenic and phosphorus hydrides, both of which are highly toxic and carcinogenic. Dear colleagues, this illegal and harmful practice is widespread across many states and poses severe public health risks to millions of unsuspecting consumers. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, the medical dangers associated with the consumption of fruits ripened with calcium carbide are well documented. They include gastrointestinal irritation and stomach ulcers, damage to the kidneys and liver, neurological disorders and headaches, respiratory distress, reproductive health complications, and in prolonged exposure, cancer and other chronic diseases may arise. You may wish to know, dear colleagues, that children, pregnant women, and the elderly are particularly at risk. Yet, in markets nationwide, fruits treated with these chemicals are sold daily. Bananas, mangoes, oranges, tomatoes, pawpaw, the list is endless. All made to look ripe, fresh, and appealing, but internally are poisonous. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, and the Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, have repeatedly warned against the use of calcium carbide, declaring it unfit for food use. Unfortunately, enforcement has been weak due to the absence of a clear statutory framework, specifically criminalizing this act and providing a coordinated mechanism for monitoring and control. The objectives of this bill include to prohibit the importation, sale, and use of calcium carbide and similar chemicals for fruit ripening, empower NAFDAC to enforce strict penalties against offenders, and to certify approved natural ripening agents. Mandate the Ministry of Agriculture to promote safe, natural, and cost-effective ripening methods, such as food-grade ethylene gas and modern ripening chambers. Establish a framework for the inspection, certification, and licensing of fruit ripening facilities in Nigeria. And lastly, to promote public education and awareness to sensitize farmers, traders, and consumers alike about the dangers of chemically ripened fruits. Penalties provided in this bill are deliberately stringent to deter offenders, including fines, imprisonment, and the confiscation or destruction of contaminated fruits. Corporate offenders will also be held liable, ensuring accountability across the food chain. This bill aligns Nigeria with international best practices. Many countries, including India, Bangladesh, and Philippines, have enacted laws prohibiting the use of calcium carbide for fruit ripening and have successfully transmitted to safe and regulated natural alternatives. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, the passage of this bill will send a strong message that the Senate stands firmly for the protection of Nigerian lives and food integrity. It will also create a safer, healthier, and more competitive agricultural market environment. Mr. President and distinguished colleagues, recall that this issue of chemical ripening of fruits was heavily debated via a motion moved by me, which resulted to this bill. I therefore move that this bill be referred to the committee, possibly with less debate. Second. I therefore urge my distinguished colleagues to lend their full support to this bill and allow it to be read a second time. Thank you, Mr. President.
Deputy Senate President.
Mr. President, let me first of all commend our colleague, Professor Ani, for his passion and sheer determination in the manner he carries out his legislative duty. Since he assumed office as a Senator of the Federal Republic, he has been a very hard-working senator who is always here, almost before everybody. He's among those who always come early, by 11 o'clock, he's always here. I'm very hardworking, trying to always contribute to debates. However, let me say that this bill that he has just brought, that he brought forward for second reading, was brought here in form of a motion and well debated. And the motion was referred to the Committee on Health to report back to the Senate here. The issue involved is that of probably the regulatory authorities probably did not see these problems, and our intention then was to make them to do what is expected of them by going to get these criminals and get them prosecuted in line with NAFDAC law or any other law of the Federation, because we know it's an illegal thing to use other means to get fruits or vegetable ripened in order to deceive the public in buying them. Not even to deceive them, but to introduce chemicals which would be harmful to the well-being of our people. That was well said. And there's no doubt at all that NAFDAC has its statutory function of dealing with the matter. What we did that day was to call on NAFDAC to be alive to their duties and other regulatory agencies in addressing this situation. Bringing a bill to deal with this matter, I think, is not the person to do. It's quite improper. It's like bringing forward a bill or enacting a law to arrest those who are counterfeiting our currency. Because that has been in our law. It's in our law already. You don't need a bill for that. You don't need a bill for this. What these people are doing can be dealt with in line with the existing laws, with the extant laws that we have, either NAFDAC law or any other law. Our laws covered this issue. So bringing forward a bill to deal with this matter, I think is quite improper. And we're busy Senate, the highest lawmaking body in the country. So please, let's put our energy in what will be productive to our nation. What will make us more productive in discharging our duties. So I don't think this bill is desirable at this moment, because our laws, as we speak, cover how to deal with this matter. Mr. President, I so submit.
Distinguished Senator Banigo.
Thank you, Mr. President. Distinguished colleagues, I am Senator Dr. Banigo, representing Rivers West Senatorial District. I rise to support what His Excellency, the Deputy Senate President, has said. First of all, let me commend my brother, Senator Professor Ani, for his passion concerning this problem of chemical carbides poisoning of our vegetables and our fruits. This is a very, very important issue for our health practice, and we are very, very intended on seeing that the right things are done for our people's health. But I wish to also point out that we do have the regulatory agencies with the necessary acts that enables them to regulate this practice and ensure that our peoples are not under such harmful practices. In fact, we had at the first motion that was done, we had a joint hearing. We had a public hearing of a joint committee of the Health Committee and Agriculture, Products and Rural Development. And at that meeting, the public hearing, we recommended that the Federal Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, as well as the Nigerian Quarantine Services and Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commissions and the National Council of Foods, Science and Technology should make sure that they create enough awareness and build enough capacity to see that this type of practice ends and people are aware. And there was a lot of interactions. And we did ask that the relevant committees, the Senate, should make sure that adequate stiffer punishments are provided for people who are culprits to this practice. So I think that we do have the regulatory framework. We do have the agencies that have the acts that can act on them, just to get them to actually wake up and do their work. And that was what that awareness was created at that public hearing. Unfortunately, I think the Rules and Business Committee had not been able to present that report for us to read. But I think I agree with our distinguished Senator, Professor Ani, for his concern, because I noticed too that after that public hearing, there were a lot of announcements being made by these agencies who are supposed to create sensitization and public enlightenment. I noticed that there was more awareness, but still the matter requires stiffer punishments, and we need to make sure that regulatory agencies actually get those people who are culprits to face the law and realize that it cannot continue because of the harmful effects that it has on the health of our peoples. I so submit, Your Excellencies.
Distinguished colleagues, I don't know whether Senator Ani has taken the cue from the voices of the Senate. You can decide to move a motion to withdraw, to step down the bill for now, to enable us conclude with the ad hoc, or to conclude with the report of the motion on the same issue, which I will direct now, Clerk of the Senate, I direct that the motion be brought back, the result of the investigation into the motion on this same issue should be listed for discussion tomorrow. But Senator Ani, have you taken a cue, or you want us to rule?
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, given the mood of the Senate on this proposed bill, I request that it should be stepped down. I so move.
Senator Ositangu.
Thank you, Mr. President. Ositangu, I represent Enugu West. Mr. President, I would like to second the motion moved by Senator Ani that this bill be stepped down. I so second.
Distinguished colleagues, the motion has been moved by the mover of the bill, the sponsor of the bill, that the bill be stepped down for further consideration, and this has been seconded. Those in support that this bill be stepped down and therefore should not go for second reading, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. The bill is hereby stepped down from further deliberations for second reading. Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, the third order of the day is presentation and consideration of report of Committee on Electoral Matters on the screening of Professor Tela Adeniran Rahman for appointment as Resident Electoral Commission of Independent National Electoral Commission. Mr. President, you may wish to invite Senator Binos Yaru, who is standing in for the chairman, Senator Simon Lalong, chairman of the committee, to make the motion for the presentation and consideration of the report.
Senator Binos Yaru.
Thank you, Mr. President and distinguished colleagues. I am Dinos Yaro. I represent Adamawa South. I rise on behalf of my chairman, His Excellency, distinguished Senator Simon Bakola Long, CON, chairman of the Senate Committee on Electoral Matters, to move that the Senate do receive and consider the report of the Committee on the screening of a nominee for confirmation of appointment as Resident Electoral Commissioner of the Independent National Electoral Commission. I so move.
Distinguished colleagues, the motion has been moved and seconded that the Senate do receive the report of the Committee on the screening of the Resident Electoral Commissioners. Those in support of the motion have moved and seconded, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Yes, you may proceed to lay the report. This is Senator Binozaro, who seconded the motion that the Senate should take the report.
Oh. Mr. President, you didn't call for...
Okay, let somebody, this is Senator Dan Kwambo, just second the motion that we can take this report.
Your Excellency, my name is Senator Ibrahim Dangombo. I here second the motion that the report be laid before the Senate. Thank you.
Distinguished colleagues, those in support that this report come up now, be received and deliberated upon, say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. So please lay the report now. Yes, you have regularized the irregularity. So you can go and give us a little synopsis and then we proceed.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, once again I'm Dinos Yaro, representing Adamawa South. The Senate, at its sitting on Wednesday, 8th October, referred to the Committee on Electoral Matters the request of Mr. President and Commander-in-Chief for confirmation of the appointment of Professor Taylor Adeniran Ramon as a Resident Electoral Commissioner of the Independent National Electoral Commission. The committee's report is very detailed and has been circulated. I will go straight to the committee's resolution and recommendation in paragraph 6 and 7 of the report. Resolution. Having studied the nominee's curriculum vitae and other relevant documents, and after exhaustive interaction and deliberation with him, in addition to his integrity, committee members unanimously resolve that Professor Taylor Adeniran Ramon has satisfied the requirements of the Constitution and found to be a fit and proper person for appointment as Resident Electoral Commission of the Independent National Electoral Commission. Recommendation. The committee therefore hereby recommends as follows. that the Senate do confirm the nomination of Professor Taylor Adeniran Ramon as resident electoral commissioner of the Independent National Electoral Commission. Mr. President and my distinguished colleagues, on behalf of the chairman and members of the committee, I wish to most sincerely thank the President of the Senate, other principal officers, and indeed the entire distinguished members of this hallowed chamber for giving us the opportunity to serve in this regard. I so submit.
Clerk of the Leader of the Senate.
Mr. Senate President, I stand to move a motion that we resolve into Committee of Whole to consider the report. Move.
Minority Leader.
Mr. President, I rise to second the motion that the Senate resolve to Committee of the Whole to consider the report. I so second.
Since colleagues, the motion has been moved and seconded that we do resolve in the Committee of the Whole to consider this report. Those in support say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Distinguished colleagues, will the Senate approve the nomination of Professor Taylor Adeniran Ramon for appointment as Resident Electoral Commissioner of the Independent National Electoral Commission? Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The nomination of Professor Taylor Adeniran Ramon as Resident Electoral Commissioner in the Independent National Electoral Commission is hereby approved. Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, may I request you to revert back to plenary in order to report progress?
The Minority Leader.
Mr. President, motion to revert back to plenary is hereby seconded.
Distinguished colleagues, the motion has been moved and seconded that we revert to plenary for the chair to report progress. Those in support say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Distinguished colleagues, the Senate in the Committee of the Whole consider the report of the Committee on Electoral Matters on the screening of Mr. President's nominee for appointment as Resident Electoral Commissioner of the Independent National Electoral Commission and approve the nomination of Professor Teller Adeniran Raymond as Resident Electoral Commissioner of the Independent National Electoral Commission. Is this a true reflection of what transpired in the Committee of the Whole? Distinguished colleagues, will the Senate confirm the nomination of Professor Teller Adeniran Raymond for appointment as Resident Electoral Commissioner of the Independent National Electoral Commission? Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The nomination of Professor Teller Adeniran Raymond is hereby confirmed as Resident Electoral Commissioner of the Independent National Electoral Commission. The nomination of Professor Teller Adeniran Raymond is hereby confirmed as Resident Electoral Commissioner of the Independent National Electoral Commission. Let me thank the Senate Committee on Electoral Matters for the speedy manner in which they handled the report, and also thank my colleagues for their contributions, and wish the nominee who has just been confirmed success in his new endeavor, and pray that he will add wisdom, integrity, and dignity to his job to enable us to have a very peaceful election on Saturday in Anambra State, if he is so sworn in, and subsequent elections in Nigeria. Congratulations to Mr. President for finding the right sort of people to also man the right positions. Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, the fourth order of the day is presentation and consideration of report of Committee on Federal Road Maintenance Agency, FEMA, on the screening of Dr. Musa Babayo for the appointment as chairman to the Board of Federal Road Maintenance Agency, FEMA. Mr. President, you may wish to invite Senator Yahoo Sha'abi Alhaji, chairman of the committee, to move the motion for the presentation and consideration of the report.
Distinguished Senator Sabi Yao, am I right? Huh? Yes, Minority Leader.
Mr. President, Osita Enugu West, I rise to second the motion that the Senate do receive and consider the report of the screening of the Chairman Board of the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency, FEMA. I so second.
Distinguished colleagues, the motion has been moved and seconded. Those in support say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have. Distinguished colleague, you may now present Senator Sahabi Yao Alhaji. You may present.
Thank you, Mr. President. I am Yao Sahabi Alhaji, presenting the. Sorry? No, I will have to tell him that I will have to lay. And
you have to lay your report.
Okay, it's all right. No, I'm not.
Senator Yao, you may give the meet.
Thank you, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues. I am Yao Sahabi Alhaji, Chairman, Senate Committee on PEMA. Mr. President, the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria at its sitting on Wednesday, 8 October 2025, considered the request from Mr. President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federation, on the confirmation of the chairman to the board of the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency, PEMA, and report same to the Senate Committee for further legislative actions. Mr. President, the report is concise, straightforward, and therefore we want to seek your permission to go to pages 4 and 6, where we have our observations, findings, and recommendations. Mr. President, on page 4, under our observations and findings, we find that the nomination is in line with section 1472 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, which states the President shall appoint the chairman and members of the board subject to confirmation by the Senate. That the committee did not receive any petition against the nomination as chairman board of PEMA. That the police report on fingerprint search of the nominee was received. That the nominee has been cleared by the Department of State Services. That the nominee has presented his code of conduct acknowledgement slip. That the nominee possesses the requisite academic qualifications as well as wide-ranging experiences to be the chairman of the board of PEMA. Mr. President, I now go to page 6, where we have our recommendations. The committee has carefully and thoroughly screened the nominee, and it is satisfied that qualification, exposure, conduct, character, experience, and general performance. The nominee has displayed wide and in-depth knowledge on financial management, research, and strategic policy governance. Therefore, the committee recommends as follows: that the Senate do confirm the nomination of Dr. Musa Babayo for appointment as chairman of the board of PEMA. The committee hereby expresses its gratitude to the leadership to Mr. President, Dr. Goswill Akpabio, the leadership of the Senate and distinguished senators for giving it the opportunity to serve in this capacity. I so move, Mr. President.
Thank you, Chair. DSP.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I will say, if not for the sake of going with our procedure, I don't think we need to waste any time on this nominee, because it's known to us, he knows to you, and we know he's a man of good pedigree, an astounding person who has an astounding track record. He was everywhere in service of our fatherland, sometimes chairman of PTDF, third fund. He has served, traditional ruler, yes, from Katagun, where your ADC comes from. He's a known person. Very
So, those in support that I think from what you have said, we just can't. Let's follow our procedure. Senate leader, move a motion for us to go into a committee of the whole. Let's do that.
Mr. President, I stand to move a motion that we resolve to the committee of whole to consider the report. I so move.
Mr. President, I like to second the motion that the Senate resolve to the committee of the whole to consider the report.
Thank you. Distinguished colleagues, the motion has been moved and seconded that we resolve into committee of the whole to consider this report. Those in support of the motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. We resolve into committee of the whole. Distinguished colleagues, will the Senate approve the nomination of Dr. Musa Babayo for appointment as chairman to the board of the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency, FEMA? Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The appointment and nomination of Dr. Musa Babayo is hereby approved as chairman of FEMA. Leader of the Senate.
May I invite Mr. President to report progress in plenary.
Minority Leader.
Tina, Chair, I rise to second the motion that the Senate do revert back to plenary so that the Chair can report progress.
Distinguished colleagues, the motion has been moved and seconded that we revert to plenary for the Chair to report progress. Those in support of the motion as moved say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Distinguished colleagues, the Senate in the Committee of the Whole considered the report of the Committee on Federal Roads Maintenance Agency, FEMA, on the screening of Mr. President's nominee for appointment as chairman to the Board of Federal Road Safety Maintenance Agency, FEMA, and approved the nomination of Dr. Musa Babayo as chairman to the Board of the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency, FEMA. Is this a true reflection of what transpired in the Committee of the Whole? Distinguished colleagues, will the Senate confirm the nomination of Dr. Musa Babayo for appointment as chairman to the board of the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency, FEMA? Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The nomination of Dr. Musa Babayo is hereby confirmed as chairman to the board of the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency, FEMA. Let me thank distinguished Senator Yao Alaji and members of this committee on FEMA, Senate Committee on FEMA, for doing a wonderful job of ensuring proper screening and now recommending the nominee for approval and confirmation by the Senate. And congratulate Dr. Musa Barayo that he has been found fit and proper to occupy the position of chairman of FEMA. And just like the Deputy Senate President said, judging from his pedigree, his mien, his candor, and his integrity, we believe that he will carry this wealth of experience that spanned decades in the service of his nation into this assignment so that we can stop the deaths of most of Nigerian citizens on very poor roads in our country. We wish him luck. And further, we congratulate Mr. President for putting again a square peg in a square hole. Congratulations to the Senate for all your contributions. Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, the fifth order of the day is presentation and consideration of report of Committee on Communications on the confirmation of nominations of the following persons as listed on the order paper for appointment as chairman and commissioners in Nigerian Communications Commission. Mr. President, you may wish to invite Senator Bibis Aliu Ikra, Chairman of Committee, to move the motion for presentation and consideration of the report.
Distinguished Senator Bibis.
Thank you, Mr. President. My distinguished colleagues, I'm Ikra Ali Bilbis.
Please second the motion. No, let him second the motion first.
I should second and present, Mr. President. This is my
proceed to move your motion.
Thank you, sir, Mr. President. My name is Ikra Ali Bilbis. I stand to move the motion that the Senate do receive and consider the report of the Committee on Communication on the confirmation of the nomination of the following persons, appointment as chairman and members of the committee. I so move, sir.
This is Senator Ndubueze.
Mr. President, my name is Engineer Patrick C. Ndubueze. I stand to second the motion as moved by Ikra Bibis. If I may contribute while moving the motion, supporting the motion. Okay, thank you.
Well, the motion has been moved and seconded that this August Assembly do receive the report from the Committee on Communications for considerations. Those in support say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. So, Senator Bibis, you may proceed to lay the report. So just give us, as a former Minister of Communications, just give us just your findings and recommendations.
Mr. President, thank you very much, my distinguished colleagues. My findings are nomination by Mr. President and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federation are in consonance with the provision of Section 8(1) of the Nigerian Communication Act 2003. The professional and educational experience of the nominees will contribute immensely to the development of the communication sector in Nigeria. Vetting inquiries conducted on the nominees to ascertain their competence, credibility, suitability for appointment of the chairman and commissioner of the board of the Nigerian Communication Commission were favorable. The nominees met the requirements for appointment into office as enshrined in Section 7(1)(ah) of the Act, NCC Act 2003. If the confirmation is made by the board of the NCC, would have been fully constituted in line with Section 5(2) of NCC Act 2003. Your Excellency, my distinguished colleagues, our recommendation. The committee, after exhaustive deliberations and the scrutiny of the curriculum by T and other supporting documents of the nominees are having been satisfied and their qualifications, experience, suitability, competence, and ability in communication regulatory matters, hereby recommend that the Senate do confirm the nominations of the following. The Chief Idris Obekunle Onomombe Southwest as a chairman board of Nigerian Communication Commission. 2. Senator Ramani Olekan Mustafa Southwest as the commissioner board of the Nigerian Communication Commission. 3rd, Engineer Ikechukwu Oregde Southeast as commissioner board of the Nigerian Communication Commission. 4. Princess Omiko South as Commissioner, Board of Nigerian Communication Commission. 5. Barrister Christopher Sandy Okore South as Commissioner, Board of the Nigerian Communication Commission. Last but not least, Ajamar Mbai Northeast as a Commissioner, Board of the Nigerian Communication Commission. Your Excellency, my distinguished colleagues, our prayer is that the Senate do approve and recommend recommendations of the committee. I so move, Your Excellency.
Any contribution? Yes. SARS, Under Secretary of State.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, Shoaibu Falabi Salisu is my name, Senator representing Ogun Central Senatorial District. I am not just a member of the Committee on Communications, I also chair the Sister Committee on ICT and Cybersecurity. I rise to fully support the nominations and the report of the Committee on Communications. Mr. President, if you look at the 6 people who have been nominated, it's an uncommon combination of youthful vibrance, experience of a legislator, former Senator Lekan Mustafa. You have an engineer on this board, you have a lawyer, you have a princess, and if you also like, you also have a Nigeria. This is the most robust and very balanced team that will manage the NCC, particularly at a time our focus is on digital economy. I believe each and every one of these nominees will bring something fresh, a fresh perspective to the board of NCC. I therefore support this nomination, and I urge the Senate and my distinguished colleagues to approve these nominations and approve this report as presented by the chairman of the Communications Committee. I so support, Mr. President.
Distinguished Senator Ome.
Thank you, Mr. President. My name is Senator Victor Ume, OFR. I represent Anambra Central Senatorial District. Mr. President, I rise to sincerely commend
the committee and your esteemed self by making a correction that, an omission that actually occurred initially, where the Southeast had no nominee in this commission. This matter was brought up to you and to the chairman of the committee, Senator Bilbis. And you did everything to ensure that according to the law establishing the commission, that the Southeast should have a commissioner. And that has prompted the nomination of a very good man, an engineer, Engineer Ikechukwu Ugwegede, to serve in this commission. When we see this type of thing, we don't hesitate in giving support to it, because it has reflected the spirit of the law establishing the commission, and a credible person has also been nominated to represent the Southeast Zone in this commission. So without much ado, I want to say that this report has met all the requirements for its acceptance and confirmation of the nominees. So I so much appreciate this work, and I give my wholehearted support to it. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. I must also say that the Senior Senator Ome and the Senior Senator Abaribe, in a very quiet way, brought this to my attention, that according to the law, that every zone of the country should be represented in this commission, and the Southeast was absent. And I promised them that I would take it up with the President, and I took it up with the President, and immediately the President took action and reverted back to the Senate with all the zones represented. And this is in line with his commitment that he is not God, that if there is any small infraction, please draw it to his attention, and that he is not ashamed to reverse himself so long as it is in the interest of Nigeria. So I want to thank you for pointing that out. It would even have been against the law, but it wasn't really an act of omission as such. There's a name there that is called Okorie that looked as if it was a Southeast name. But it turns out that the person was actually representing South-South. That was the mistake, and then it has been corrected. So I thank you for bringing this to the fore. And that should be the spirit of partnership. We are working for the same country. We are not interested in any section of the country being marginalized, and we are not interested in any section of the country being left behind. And the president is a listening president. People should not take the fact that he's a listening president for granted. So there are some people in the past who will not even answer you, and the report will be passed as it was presented at that time. So I congratulate the president for his humility, and I also thank him for working in close partnership with these chambers. Thank you. Leader of the Senate, may wish to move that we revert to committee of the whole, since there is nobody opposed to this submission.
Mr. President, I stand to move a motion that we resolve into committee of whole to consider the report as over.
Thank you. There's the minority leader.
Mr. President, I rise to second the motion that the Senate resolve to committee of the whole to consider the report. I so second.
Distinguished colleagues, the motion has been moved and seconded that we revert to committee of the whole to continue the screening and confirmation exercise of Mr. President nominees for the board of the Nigerian Communications Commission. Those in support of the motion say aye, and those against say nay. The ayes have it. Olame Ileko, I noticed your mouth doing you did not open it well. Nothing came out. Thank you. Distinguished colleagues, judging from where Senator Nengi is sitting, I have sat in about 3 different places today. Maybe he's looking for the best seat that will suit him. On the majority side, we welcome you. So, distinguished colleagues, no, you are not the one. The first person was okay. He's from Northeast, and he has been a leader before. Point of order.
Improper sitting, Chairman. Nengi should go to his seat.
Read the order.
Let me have the other book. 55.
Okay.
55.
Okay.
Let me read it so that Nengi will hear.
No.
If he wants to cross over, he will tell us.
Your point of order is noted.
Okay, thank you.
Distinguished colleagues, will the Senate approve the nomination of Chief Idris Ibikunle Olorinbe, representing Southwest, for appointment as chairman in the Nigerian Communications Commission? Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The appointment of Chief Idris Ibikunle Olorinbe is hereby approved. Distinguished colleagues, will the Senate approve the appointment of Senator Raymond Olalekon Mustafa CON for appointment as a commissioner in the Nigerian Communications Commission? Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The appointment of Senator Raymond Olalekon Mustafa CON is hereby approved as a commissioner in the Nigerian Communications Commission. Distinguished colleagues, will the Senate approve the nomination of Ikechukwu Ugwegede, representing Southeast, for appointment as a commissioner in the Nigerian Communications Commission? Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The appointment of Engineer Ikechukwu Ugwegede as commissioner in the Nigerian Communications Commission is hereby approved. Distinguished colleagues, will the Senate approve the nomination of Princess Oforishenire Emiko, representing South for appointment as commissioner in the Nigerian Communications Commission? Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The appointment of Princess Emiko is hereby approved as commissioner in the Nigerian Communications Commission. Distinguished colleagues, will the Senate approve the nomination of Barrister Christopher Sandy Okorie, representing South for appointment as a commissioner in the Nigerian Communications Commission? Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The appointment of Barrister Christopher Sandy Okorie is hereby approved as commissioner in the Nigerian Communications Commission. Distinguished colleagues, will the Senate further approve the nomination of Hajia Mariam Bayi, representing Northeast, for appointment as a commissioner in the Nigerian Communications Commission? Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The appointment of Hajia Mariam Bayi, representing the Northeast, is hereby approved as a commissioner in the Nigerian Communications Commission. Let me point out that this same Senate had earlier approved 2 nominees from the North Central who are already working in the Nigerian Communications Commission. I think one of them is was appointed commissioner, was appointed managing director, and one was executive director. No, not managing director, I think executive vice chairman. But there's already another executive commissioner who is already working there. We approved 2 earlier.
Sir. 3, sir.
We approved 3?
Yes, sir.
Earlier.
The executive vice chairman from the Northwest and 2 commissioners from the North Central.
2 executive commissioners from the North Central. Yes. Okay, the executive vice chairman is from Northwest. I hope you are not from Northwest. You are from Northwest? No. And you are a commissioner? You were a minister there? And then, okay, but already, okay, if you look at it, Dr. Aminu Maida is vice chairman, chief executive officer. So I was right. And is from Northwest, already confirmed by the Senate. Then Abraham Oshidami, executive commissioner from North Central, was earlier confirmed by the Senate, and they are already working there. So these are Makama, another one from North Central. Rimini Makama, executive commissioner, North Central. So I think there are too many. Maybe we should draw one. But
Mr. President, Senate has already screened them and approved, sir.
It doesn't mean that we cannot bring a motion for rescission. So, because distinguished Senator Onawo was, he approached the chair and said there was no North Central. You use your microphone because you need to educate him.
Yeah. Our president as chair, distinguished colleagues, I'm very certain that Senator Anau maybe was a bit busy with oversight function and he was not around. But in the previous clearance, we had 2 from North Central that were cleared, screened and cleared as commissioners of the Nigerian Communication Commission. So the North Central is well represented with people that have the capacity to do the job, and we're very grateful to Mr. President and the Senate for clearing them and have been on work. Thank you, sir.
But I see a problem here. The North Central has 2 executive commissioners. The others are just commissioners. Probably, I don't know whether that is part-time.
I think the same name. It's the same name, sir.
No, it's improper for North Central to...
These commissioners here, they are...
Senator Babies,
it's the same status.
Bring this observation up to the Minister of Communications. That the observation that North Central has 2 executive commissioners and all the other zones in the country do not have a single executive commissioner.
They are all executive.
They are not executive. They are not. These are part-time. It's lopsidedness. No, what I'm saying is, at least let us balance it. Please invite the Minister of Communications to meet with the Senate President immediately.
Okay, sir.
So that we look at this, because Senator Plank, you know you are a stickler for justice, and you like one of these executive commissioners' position to go to another zone of the country. Thank you. Senator Onawo for bringing this up. And thank you, Senator Plank, for confirming it. And
yes, sir.
We will urge the minister to immediately reconsider this situation so that other zones of the country will not be shortchanged.
Yes, sir. I agree with you, sir.
You cannot have 2 executive commissioners from one zone while there is no single one from another zone.
Yes,
so,
sir. I agree with you, sir.
Yeah, so I thank the distinguished colleagues for noting this.
Yes, sir. I want you also to note, sir, that certain things are better left under the table, because if we open them, Southwest and South-South have 3 each, while Northwest has only 1. So by the time you bring this,
we are talking about the executive commissioners.
Executive or non-executive, they are all
we
commissioners.
will take one of the ones you are mentioning, ones you are mentioning from South-South or Northwest or
yes,
no,
sir. Southwest,
or
Southwest has the
to
chairman,
become an executive commissioner.
Southwest
because
has the chairman
executive
and
vice
2
chairman,
other executives.
the executive vice chairman. Listen,
sir.
Distinguished colleague, the executive vice chairman is from Northwest.
Yes.
So the whole of Southwest and the whole of South-South, no matter how many they are here, and South is none has an executive commissioner. Only the North Central you complain about has an executive commissioner, not 1, 2 executive commissioners. So we are saying because I was about to do justice to you, I'm saying you help us to do justice to the other zones. Let the leader of the Senate, just a minute. Leader of the Senate, look at your rules. The Senate President should be held in silence. you brought these things up, and then you wanted us to do justice to North Central. Unknown to you, North Central has 2 executive commissioners, which were slotted in and cleared by the Senate. So, Deputy Senate President, why don't you stand there and correct this thing? Where are you coming to be? Senator Karimi, where are you from? North Central?
You know, it's Alfred.
From Kogi? No, we don't have so many. We are going to sit beyond 3. Come, Senator Karimi, you seem to know a lot. If you know so much, why did Senator Onawo come and say that North Central is not represented? So if he said that they are not represented, it's our business to make sure they are represented. Only for us to come and discover that they are even the ones holding executive commissionership position to the exclusion of other zones. And we are now appealing to North Central to let go of 1 executive commissionership position so that another zone can take it. I think this is a very fair decision. This is a very fair decision. Those in support of what I've just said, say aye. Those again say nay. Okay, listen to the judgment. Listen to the ruling from the chair. Listen to the ruling from the chair. The nays have it.
Mr. President, I stand to move a motion that we revert back to plenary for Mr. President to report progress.
Minority Leader.
Mr. President, sitting as chair, I rise to second the motion that the Senate revert back to plenary so the chair can report progress. I so second.
Having been ruled out of order, hereby put the question. Those in support that I should report progress that I was ruled out of order, say aye. And those again say nay. So we go to report progress. Distinguished colleagues, the Senate in the Committee of the Whole considered the report of the Committee on Communications on the screening of Mr. President nominees for appointment as chairman and members of the board of the Nigerian Communications Commission and approved the nominations of Chief Idris Ibikunle Olorunibi as chairman, Senator Remoni Olalekong Mustafa Sion as commissioner, Engineer Ikechukwu Ugwegede as commissioner, Princess Ori Oforinere Emiko as commissioner, Barrister Christopher Sandy Okorie as commissioner, Hajia Mariam Bayi as commissioner, all as commissioner, as chairman and members of the board of the Nigerian Communications Commission. Is this a true reflection of what transpired in the whole committee of the whole? Distinguished colleagues, will the Senate confirm the nomination of Chief Idris Ibikunle Olorunibe as chairman of the board of the Nigerian Communications Commission? Those in support of the confirmation say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The nomination of Chief Idris Ibikunle Olorunibe as chairman of the board of the Nigerian Communications Commission is hereby confirmed. Distinguished colleagues, will the Senate confirm the nomination of Senator Ramoni Olalekong Mustafa Sion as commissioner on the board of the Nigerian Communications Commission? Those in support of the confirmation say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The nomination of Chief
on order 8.3, I move a motion that we do extend beyond 3 o'clock. I so move.
Yes.
Mr. President, motion seconded as moved by the leader of the Senate.
Distinguished colleagues, those in support that this August Assembly sits beyond 3 p.m. say aye. Those against say no. Say nay. Those in support that we sit beyond 3 p.m. say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. So we have extended the time. Distinguished colleagues, those in support that the nomination of Engineer Ikechukwu Ugwegede as Commissioner, Board of the Nigerian Communications Commission be confirmed, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The nomination of Engineer, those in support that the nomination of Princess Oforinere Emiko be confirmed as Commissioner, Board of the Nigerian Communications Commission. Say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The nomination of Princess Oforinere Emiko as Commissioner on the Board of the Nigerian Communications Commission is hereby confirmed. Distinguished colleagues, those in support that the nomination of Barrister Christopher Sandy Okorie be confirmed as Commissioner, Board of the Nigerian Communications Commission, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The nomination of Barrister Christopher Sandy Okorie as Commissioner, Board of the Nigerian Communications Commission is hereby confirmed. Distinguished colleagues, those in support that the nomination of Hajia Mariam Bayi of the Northeast as Commissioner for the Nigerian Communications Commission be confirmed. Say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Thanks, Senator Ikra Davis, Chairman of the Senate Committee on Communications, and also thank distinguished Senator Folabi, in charge of ICT and cyber crimes, and confirmation of this report. Congratulations to our colleagues for all their contributions. I also congratulate Mr. President for choosing the right characters to be in the Nigerian Communications Commission. As stated by distinguished Senator Victor Ume, judging from their pedigree, judging from their resume, we have no doubt that this commission will do its best to promote the expansion and the reach of communications in this country. So we congratulate the nominees who have been confirmed today by the Senate and wish them well in their future role to assist the Nigerian Federation. Communication is very clear that if you are not well informed, you are deformed. And then also, my colleagues, you also think of what you do with the social media that has a lot of breaking news. Breaking news should not break the society. But a situation where somebody will sit in the comfort of his room and produce a report and produce fake pictures of 2023 when the Senate President with senators visited Port Harcourt on a very different thing and say, oh, Senate President answers President Trump. Who am I to answer President Trump? Have you ever heard of such a thing? And the Senate President said that Nigerians are not complaining, that we like the way we are living. That I can deal with it, but then that the Nigerians are not complaining. I have petitioned the police. I have also petitioned the DSS. The community is in order. You are not hearing what I'm saying. I'm saying this time, the Senate President of Nigeria did not answer President Trump. And then that the quotation is meant to cause the press in that direction. The cyber crimes unit of the police, the DSS and others should find that character out because it is meant to cause friction. It is meant to cause friction and put the Nigerian Senate in disrepute. I can only speak your voice. We have not discussed the comment of President Trump in chambers yet. I know we will. And I believe we will. Those in support that we should in future discuss this comment, say aye. Those against say nay. We shall. It's only then that the Senate President can make a comment. Not somebody sitting in his bedroom to talk nonsense.
Mr. President, Nigeria is a sovereign nation.
Thank you.
You can say your mind in respect to...
In this case, I did not say my mind.
I'm coming. Don't be scared. I can say...
I said
I'm not scared of Trump. I will say my mind. I'm a Nigerian. Nigeria is a sovereign nation. I'm a parliamentarian. I'm a deputy Senate President. I can speak on behalf of Nigeria. I'm not scared of Trump.
But do not allow others to speak for you.
Don't be scared of Trump.
You
can say it. That's correct. You didn't say it.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is that you shouldn't be scared of saying anything.
No. If you want me to say it now, I will say. I will say. Should I say?
We are not scared of Trump.
I will say. But then listen.
We are a sovereign nation. We are not scared of Trump.
I can only say what is discussed.
And he's saying lies about our country. What he's saying about our country is not correct. And we have the right to dispute what he says.
Clark, please delete what the Deputy Senate President has said. He spoke out of tune. Olamilekon, don't encourage the Senate President or the Deputy Senate President to breach our rules. That's not the issue in discussion. Bring the section of the act. No, I said I'm talking about social media. So, Senator Karimi, Senator Karime, don't plead with him. Let him continue to talk. Social media nobody should sit at home, and one day they may even say that Olamide got killed. Distinguished colleagues, just one announcement. As we were having this sitting, there were people at the gate demonstrating. They said most of them are contractors who are waiting payment from maybe the federal government. So I sent Senator Dalamodu to go and address them and also let them know the efforts of the federal government. We have just approved a domestic borrowing to the sum of 1.1 trillion, which is, so I call on them to Senate Resolution of 1525. A Senate delegation to condole with the family, people and government of Senator Binus Yaro will be the chairman of that committee. Other members will be Senator Ibrahim Dankwambo, Senator Haruna Manu, Senator Amos Yohana, and very distinguished Senator Babies. Kindly represent the Senate and revert to us. May his soul rest in perfect peace. So that I will not be misquoted, I said that on social media, a certain blogger brought up Nigerians are not complaining that Trump should face his problems in America and in chambers. We shall do so in combination. I have refrained from taking any motion on that yet until we know the direction of government and what government intends to do about the position that he has taken. And you need to know that the position that President Trump is taking is not based on the current realities. The position is based on a purported 2010 report. 2010 report, 15 years ago. that they said some people came on fact-finding from the U.S. Congress, and then they went only to Plateau and Benue. They did not go to Zamfara and other areas. I have maintained here, go there to kill people, like Benue and Plateau, and then you cause mayhem. Majority of those who will die there will be Christians. So the Nigerian problem needs to be weighed from all sides, and all we are looking for is peace. So there is no Nigerian that doesn't want to sleep with his two eyes closed. And there is no Nigerian that does not live with a Muslim. So when people take issues out of Nigeria and they go and misrepresent and try to create the impression that Christians and Muslims are fighting, totally untrue. We shall discuss that later. But in the meantime, we must warn those on social media who continue to misquote and misrepresent people, or even ascribe quotes to people that never occurred. That is the reason why I've directed my lawyers to petition that blogger, so that that blogger can come and tell us when the Senate President made any allusion or response to whatever President Trump could have said. But you need to know that this calls again for a closer look at social media, so that their breaking news will not break Nigeria. I think as lawmakers, we have a responsibility to look into it. It should be practiced with responsibility, with decorum, and with integrity. Is hereby adjourned to the 5th day of November 2025 at 11 a.m. prompt. Leader of the Senate. So any item, if any, should be moved to tomorrow.
Mr. President, Your Excellency, we have residual item 6 to 9 to say that.
No, we have adjourned. Just direct the clerk.
Sir?
Direct the clerk to make sure that those items are brought forward tomorrow, because we have adjourned already.